Welcome to DMP Training Center. I'm Aaron. Today I want to discuss a new support that we've added into the COM series, which is our dual COM and cell COM and ICOM in version 202. What we've added is the support for the DSC PowerSeries panels. So that is the 1616, the 1832, and the 1864. So what we want to show you today is how to get those properly wired so that they can communicate with each other. And one of the biggest features of this is you will be able to use the DSC software, the DLS, to be able to remotely connect in and service that panel. So we need to make sure to wire that connection properly so then we can perform that connection with the DLS software. So let's take a look at how to wire these systems together. So what you will do is you will use 4 wires to connect to the keypad bus of the DSC PowerSeries panel. So you'll use the red and black from the keypad to tie into the positive and negative of your communicator. Then you will use your yellow and your green from the data bus of the DSC to tie into zone 4 of the communicator. So yellow will go to the positive of zone 4, the green will go to negative of zone 4 to get that connection. Then on top of that, you will need to connect the tip and ring terminals of your communicator to the tip and ring terminals of the DSC panel as well. This needs to be able to get that CID information when the DSC panel dials out to send an alarm message or an open and closing message. All of those signals, we need to be able to capture that, so we need to wire up that CID. Don't forget that in system options, you will need to set the keypad input to DSC in order for this to operate properly. That will get your standard operation to where you can perform all of your virtual keypad functions, your arming and disarming functions, and get all of your messages sending to central station. Then we have one more connection to make in order to be able to do the DLS remote connection. So let's take a look at how to connect a wiring harness. And so this is the harness that you will need to connect those two together. So on one end of the harness, you do have a little loop that ties back in. That goes on the DSC side. So you'll connect that to the PowerSeries panel. And then on the other side of the harness, you do have just 2 wires that will connect to the communicator. So on the communicator, you will just plug that into the programming header. And then on the DSC side, you will want the little tab on the connector to face upwards, and that will plug into the PC Link terminals or header on the DSC PowerSeries. You will leave that connected at all times, so when you perform the installation, you will want to connect that harness, and then that will remain in place. So now that we have that connected, this gives us the ability to now do all of our functions, including the DLS programming. So let's take a look at how to do that DLS connection. In order to perform the DLS connection, it's a very simple process to get that set up. In Remote Link with version 2.02, you will create your dual COM account with its account number and its connection information, and then you will simply need to make sure that it is open. So you can double click on that to open that in Remote Link. Once that's done, you can minimize Remote Link and move over to the DLS software. Once in the DLS software, you will select the DSC account that you are operating with. Double click that to open it, and then you'll have some options to be able to upload that panel, download that panel. I'm going to choose upload. And once I do that, it's going to ask me if this is the action I want to perform for this panel. I will select OK for that, and it's going to start connecting. And you'll see in the state bar at the top that it is going through, indicating that it is communicating with that system. And then the progress bar will indicate that connection and its progress it has made with that. Now you do have all of your options available to you. As you can see in DLS, you can program the users, partitions, zones. All of that is available for you to be able to remotely program using the software. Now, one important piece of information to note as well is within the DLS software, you do not have to change the default IP of the DSC panel. So whatever that default IP address is when you have created the account in DLS, or if you're just now creating it, you can leave it that default IP address. No need to change that. And of course, once this is done, it will indicate with a pop-up box that the communication has occurred, and it'll allow you to click OK on that as well. So as you can see, using the DLS gives you that serviceability and that remote connectivity through the communicator. Now again, this is available with version 202. 202 is available on Dealer Admin, and you can use the bulk firmware update to get all of your communicators up to date and start taking advantage of these features. It'll also be available on Dealer Direct on the DMP website for download. So thank you for your time, and thank you for your business.